Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to the Alma Corse community race number 1. Actually it's the second, but don't tell anyone, we really messed it up yesterday. But we are online today again at the Lime Rock Park circuit, classic layout, iRacing, and with the fantastic Dallara F3 cars. Practice session is underway for another 10 minutes, then we'll have a very quick qualifying 10 minutes and a race 40 minutes for our drivers. We have at the moment 13 drivers on track. Let's see how everyone is doing at the moment. P1 is Elias Raika. The Finn driver was the fastest yesterday in our dry run of today's race. He's going to be the man to beat, so watch out for Raika in the race. He has good company though tonight with Luca Becker and Charlie Cohen, who seem to be very close on lap time. And together with Aaron Ingram, the four of them are in the same team, the BSR Go Team Racing. Really happy to have the team here with us at Alma Corse. But they will have good company in Martin Brunewald, who has been consistently quick throughout the practice session. And he's going to be one to watch as well in this race. Then we have Samuel Razul, Renzo Olivieri, E.T. Morris, Jared Paul, Lucas Heb, Jeffrey Arroyan, Thomas Capasso, and Pietro Pilo Pais, who hasn't set a lap time yet. Hello everyone. Hey Luca, good to see you here. Happy to see some support already in the chat. Let us know also who you think is the your favorite for tonight's race. A little bit of clashing between the teammates there. They have been practicing for almost an hour, so they can afford to fool around a bit. As you can see. Let's go on board with Luca Becker. Beautiful BWT livery. We did have a lot of support yesterday for Luca Becker in the chat. Let's see if that's going to be the same tonight. A little bit of an updated overlay for you tonight as well. You can see on the top right corner the logo Formula Careers. They are friends and partners. Great website and resource. If you're looking to start your career in motorsport, as many of us actually are. Many of us share the dream of working in motorsport someday. So check out Formula Careers if you want to have some opportunities there. They're a lovely bunch of people. Good time by Jeffrey Arroyan, the American, in 7th position now. Let's follow him for a little while. Let's see his lines. Good lap by Jeffrey, 44.5, 8.6, solid midfield. We are tonight at Lime Rock Park, a very fast circuit in a classic layout. And it's a very, very fast lap, and it's going to be interesting with these cars. A lot of people tend to take off at the uphill bend that Jeffrey just passed. So very, very interesting to see how the race will develop. Lucas supporting his namesake, also because of the pink livery. So you know, there's definitely some good motives out there. A little bit of drama on track in front of Jeffrey, but no trouble for him at the moment. Let's go on board with Renzo Olivieri, the Italian, number 93. Beautiful white and yellow livery. I trust that the sound of my voice and the sound of the game is okay. Please let me know if that's not the case. Sound is good, sound is good. Thank you, thank you. Good to hear. Thank you, Pulpois, for the great sound. Let's go on board now with Pietro Pilopais, my good friend Pietro. I'm really happy that he could make the race tonight. Beautiful dark livery, I have to say. Very, very sleek. He's a man who knows beauty. Hopefully won't know carnage now. A little bit of a moment. He hasn't set a lap time yet somehow. Maybe it got deleted because of going out of track. Number 13, hopefully it will not be an unlucky number tonight. 3 minutes to go in this practice session. A little bit of a rallying. I mean, we know that Pietro loves his dirt rally, but this is going to be a different beast tonight. Let's go on board with Martin Brunval. Beautiful Renault themed livery, probably from the Alonso championship years 2005-2006. The Frenchman supporting a team from his country, which makes a lot of sense. As an Italian, I also support Ferrari, but that doesn't make a lot of sense when you think about it, especially if you look at the past decade of Formula One championship. Lots and lots and lots of pain, but we're not here to talk about my personal pain tonight. We're here to talk about Alma Corse and see this beautiful race unfold. For those of you who don't know Alma Corse, we are a new racing team. We have the goal of democratizing motorsport. We want to make sure that we can create opportunities for people who love motorsport but haven't had the necessary means to make a career in the sport. Not only about the drivers, we know, all of us know drivers who have talent but not enough money to go forward in motorsport, but also about professionals of different types. Motorsport is a small niche and we want to play our part to create more opportunities. But we'll talk more about our mission as the race unfolds. For now, let's enjoy the last 2 minutes, actually the last minute of practice before getting serious with qualifying. Really would love to see that McDonald livery, Luca. Hopefully you can join us someday. Already see some support in the chat for Luca Becker. We shall see if he can beat Elias Raika. He was really fast and consistent yesterday, so Luca has his work cut out for him tonight. Let's go on board with E.T. Morris. He was one of the drivers yesterday who got until the end, and he had to, let's say, he had a lot of patience. Let's put it this way, because yesterday I kind of messed up the setting of the race. That was entirely on me. Not really, you know, good settings, because for every incident they would get a drive-through. An incident could just be also putting a couple of tires on the grass. But qualifying is underway now, so really let's see, now that the time really counts, who's going to get on pole and how's the grid shaping up. Let's follow Elias in his warm-up lap. He is the favorite for pole position, but you know, in 10 minutes anything can happen. The setups are fixed with the baseline, so all the drivers have exactly the same machinery and same behavior. There's going to be traffic, so this can play a little bit of a role. You don't have many laps of useful life in the tires. You probably need a couple of laps to warm them up on this circuit, since it's so short. But once you've done that, hopefully you can enjoy a little bit of free air to pump in a couple of good laps and secure a grid spot for the race. We can also say already that Charlie Cohen, here now on camera, number 69, he's going to win our $10 iRacing prize for the driver who could bring most of his friends to the race. He's brought a few people here that we can see tonight, so happy to say that Charlie is going to win our $10 iRacing prize for this race. A little bit of an excursion for Charlie. Right now he's going to have to abort this lap. We have the first lap on the board from Jeffrey Arroyan, 45.87. This is not going to be good enough for pole. We've seen some even high 43s, so it's going to be an interesting. We have 13 drivers on track at the moment. Not a full grid, but I'm happy with the turnout, considering that this is our first race. And we're going to build on top of this attendance for the pre-season, which is going to start in June. Our pre-season will be 3 races in a month, and the winner of the pre-season will get a free entry into the official esports season in September, where the winner will get a seat in a real motorsport series. We still cannot announce which series. Our goal is Formula 4, but we also need to raise a good level of funding to secure our Formula 4 drive for the winner of the official esports series. Stay tuned for more. We're working day and night to make this happen. It's not easy, as you can imagine, but we're here to make that a reality. Meanwhile, Raika with a 44.875, I reckon he can go down. Paul is still warming up the tires. Let's go on board with him. And he goes on top of the chart with a 44.362. Red lap by Raika, who takes pole position from his teammate Aaron Ingram. He was the only one who yesterday could have put some worries into Raika, but eventually that didn't happen, and Raika got away with the win fairly easily. Let's see if this is going to be the same tonight or something is going to change. Luca Becker in the pits, probably trying to switch tires to get another couple of good laps in. Let's go with Martin Brunewald. Let's see how he's doing. Hopefully he will improve on this lap. Now on to the main straight. He does improve, 44.8, but he stays in 4th position. Let's check with Charlie Cohen. Let's see if he can beat into the 44s with this lap. Coming onto the main straight. Ooh, someone lost it. I think that was Luca Becker losing it. And Charlie takes P3 with a 44.752. Let's actually check Luca. Yeah, it was him. Ooh, and someone crashed behind him. A little bit of trouble, the midpoint of our qualifying session. We're being reminded that Luca is racing a BWT livery in honor to Antoine Hubert. Yeah, we all keep him in our memories. Antoine was a great driver and a lovely chap. I sadly didn't have the chance of meeting him, but you know, everyone who's talked about Antoine has talked about how good of a driver he was. We've seen his performance in F2, GP3 before that. Yeah, the world is poorer without Antoine, and I'm happy that Luca can carry his colors into the race. Let's check with Renzo, the Italian. Just taking P4 with a very good 44.669. He is representing the Italian iRacing community, which is not that large in numbers, but I'm sure it can be a very good community to connect with and to involve in our goal to make motorsport more accessible to everyone. Coming onto the main straight, he goes with a 44.9. He doesn't improve on his lap time, but he can carry on. Let's go with Pietro on his out lap. Fairly okay at the moment. A little bit of traffic behind. He's gonna let the other car go by. Ooh, and there's a crash. Oh my god. Oh no, this should not happen. Crash with Charlie Cohen. Not the best when you're trying to qualify cleanly. Let's check with Lucas Heb. See what he's doing at the moment. Probably still warming up a little bit to the race. Letting Renzo Olivieri by. Very well done. Let's actually take a look at the different qualifying to see if anybody is able to improve on their laps. A little bit more than a minute to go, so these guys do not have a lot of time left. Let's check E.T. Morris, see how he's doing. A little bit of a mess when he is actually out. Yeah, that didn't work for Morris. Let's check with Arroyan. Ooh, this is not good driving, guys. I think we need to do something better than that. Sorry, it's just hilarious to watch these cars disintegrate, and luckily nobody is getting hurt. We will need to work a little bit on our race etiquette, I have to say. Hopefully this doesn't happen in the race. Let's see Elias Raika, or Elias, the Finn, with a purple sector at the beginning of the lap, but 2 yellow sectors. Let's see if he can improve on his time. Purple last sector, but something happened in the middle of the lap, so he cannot improve. Qualifying is coming to an end. Let's see if anybody is able to do something better. Martin Brunewald takes P3 with a 44.387. Really, really good show by the Frenchman. Salman Razul is on an out lap, but I don't believe he is going to have the chance to improve. The checkered flag is already out, so I think he will have to settle for P8 unless someone can improve on their lap times. Yes, definitely I share Lucas' sentiment. It's not an open lobby. we should be able to behave a little bit better. But you know, we're all on a learning curve, and this is why we do community races. Let's see, Renzo Olivieri is still on track, but he's probably taken the flag. I think this is it for qualifying. Sorry, messing with the... Let's take a look at the grid then for the Alma Corse community race. Number 1, Elias Rijka on pole position, with Aaron Ingram keeping him company at the moment in P2. Then we have Brunewald P3, Cohen P4, Arroyan P5, Olivieri P6, Luca Becker P7, Razul P8, Morris P9, Paul P10, Pilo Pais P11, and Lucas Habe closes with P12. So we have 12 starting cars in this race. Good luck to them. Let's go to the grid, following our leader, who still hasn't actually put his car on the grid. We have around a minute to go before lights out. It's a standing start, so hopefully no drama in turn 1, but you know, anything can happen. The 2 teammates starting P1 and P2, hopefully they will not crash and will not give us a Barcelona 2016 Hamilton versus Rosberg here. A little bit less than 30 seconds to go. Hopefully all the drivers are actually on track at the moment. We're getting ready. Red lights are coming.
Green flag.
And it's green flag, as the race engineer told us. We are go. Good start from Rijka. Should keep P1 after the first turn, and that's the case. We have a little bit of changing places in the midfield. Brunewald back to... Oh, we have already contact between Olivieri. Oh, that's a shame, But let's follow the first 3. The teammates for the lead, Rijka, Ingram, Cohen. With Arroyan in P4, hot on their tails, and then Becker P5. Let's see if Cohen can stick one to the inside of his teammate Ingram. Very, very clean pass at the moment, and Cohen takes P2. Very, very good job. Good job by Cohen. Excellent pass. Teammate playing it safe. Let's see if Arroyan can get interested in this battle. Probably not at the moment. Let's take a look a little bit at the midfield. Oh, there's carnage. There's carnage with Rasul losing it. Hopefully he's going back to the pits and making use of the fast repair. Let's check with Olivieri. He is 18 seconds behind. He got caught up in some incidents. Shame to see his race a little bit ruined at the moment. Purple laps by Rijka. He's already approaching back marker, who is Lucas Habe. Top 4 running with a very similar pace, so we should have a good race on our hands. Let's see what happens. It's a 40 minutes race, so it's definitely a long race. Strategy might play a role in this race with fuel and tires. So there's no mandatory stops, but you know, it's not a very long pit lane. Although the lap is very short, so you actually run the risk of getting lapped if you don't pay too much attention. And the drive-through can be really, really painful. Purple lap by Aaron Ingram. He's pushing. He definitely wants to repay the favor that he got from Cohen at the end of lap 1, actually beginning of lap 2. There's a certain love for the number 69, I would say, among the teammates, as Raika has the number 690, Cohen 69, and Aaron Ingram 269. I'm not super sure where they're getting at, but definitely they seem to have an obsession with that. Something happened to Arroyo and he's lost a little bit of pace. Lucas suggesting that it might be Nicky Hayden fans. Let's see. I'm not super sure that that's the reason, but yeah, I see what you mean. Let's take a look at the top trio. It's definitely going to be an interesting race for the three of them. All the others seem to have spaced out a bit, with only Arroyan being able to be within 2 seconds of the lead. Okay, Cohen going defensive. Let's see Ingram if he's going to attack his teammate. He decides better of it, although he had a purple lap with a 44.568, so the speed is definitely on Ingram's side, but you know, to pass is not as easy as to catch the car in front. Let's check a bit in the midfield. Let's see how things are going with Grunewald. He seems to have a little bit of free air. He has a few seconds in front and a few seconds behind. He's running his own race, same as Jared Paul, the South African. Beautiful livery, by the way. We didn't catch this before. A Red Bull black and white livery. E.T. Morris running in P7 just behind. Let's see if we can catch Paul. Olivieri pumping the laps, but he's a little bit behind. He'll have to hope for some drama to actually get back into the race. And Luca Becker as well, trying to catch Olivieri. This might actually be a spicy fight as time goes by. Then we have Rasul and Pilo Pais actually letting by some of the other cars, getting lapped. Sadly, we lost Lucas Habe and Thomas Capasso. Thomas didn't start the race, and Lucas, we lost him soon after the start. Let's check again with the top trio. Purple lap by Raika, who's trying to pull a gap on his two teammates. Definitely, if they keep fighting, they're gonna let the Finn get away with the win. Pilo Pais is in the pits and probably out of the session. It's a shame to lose a driver like that. Gap is less than a second between Raika and Cohen, but Cohen is pulling a little bit of a gap on his teammates. Purple lap by Raika again, but personal best from Cohen Ingram. Everyone is pushing, and now that the tires are getting up to their optimal temperature range, we should see better and better lap times, also with the cars getting lighter on fuel. Ingram has lost a little bit of time, but they're still all within distance, and you know, one small mistake and anything can go to pieces. I'm not entirely sure if they need to make a pit stop for this race, for fuel. The baseline setup, I believe, should have enough, but I haven't tested it myself. Oh, crash for Grunewald. Something happened. Oh no. Drama for the Frenchman. He's trying to get it back to the pits, but that car... Wow, that we will need really an Alonso type of performance. Ooh, God. This is okay. He's decided to go back to the pits and use the fast repair. Thank God. That was going to be really dangerous. Olivieri also pitting again, probably with damage. Let's see if it's getting used, one of his fast repairs. But let's go back to the trio, to the top trio, with Raika, Cohen and Ingram, and actually Arroyan as well, who are able to fight for the lead of the race. 7 minutes in, we lost a little bit of part of the field already, but the battle for the lead is as intense as you want it to be, which is good news. Morris with a faster lap than Paul, and Becker even faster behind them with a 44.2 personal best for the driver who some refer to as the GOAT. He'll have to put a goatee performance tonight to try and get up. He'll have to unlap himself, which is really, really difficult. Purple lap, fastest lap of the race for Raika, 44.1. And personal best from the guys behind. So they're all able to keep the pace, which is really good to see. Let's follow Ingram for a second. Seems that Brunewald passed Razul for P9. They are 2 laps behind at the moment, but Brunewald will try to have a little bit of a recovery race. It's a shame because the Frenchman really had some solid performance in qualifying, but that didn't materialize in the race. Probably could call into some accidents. Let's follow E.T. Morris, who's actually following Paul. And these two are actually 5th and 6th on track. So there might be some fighting going on. Let's check out what happens here. Morris seems to have a good pace, but Paul just had a personal best. So this might be an interesting one as well. And also Luca Becker is getting interested in this, so we might have a fight for P5 soon. Take a look at the gaps and the intervals, as you can see on screen. E.T. Moore is getting interested in the back end of Jared Paul. I'm doing a little bit of the mess with the timing tower. Okay, now it's a little bit better. Let's follow. Ooh, and Morris goes out. Oh no, he's lost it, and Becker takes the position. Drama for Morris. He was running so well in P6, but then a small mistake, and it's all undone. A real shame. Let's follow Becker for a while. Let's see if he can catch up to Jared Paul. Car number 4 and car number 5. Let's see what kind of gap he can put in the straight. Let's take a look at the intervals. Personal best from Jared Paul, 45.1, but Becker with a 44.7 is gaining on him. The gap is at the moment half a second. Let's go on board with Becker so we can probably witness some of that GOAT driving that the chat is always excited to see. He has a chance now in the straight. Ooh, Paul defending the position on the inside. Let's see if Becker can pull it off on the outside. It looks like he can. He makes it stick. This is a go-to move by Luca Becker. Fantastic move, and let's see now if he can pull a gap. Arroyan is in the pits. Something happened to him. He jumped to the pits, probably had a little bit of an excursion on track. And something happened also to Raika, he's also in the pits. Oh, we lost this as we were looking at the battle between Becker and Paul. Cohen has inherited the lead. Let's see if... Oh, Raika, he has damaged the car. Oh, this is a shame. And I'm not sure about Arroyan, what happened to him, but Raika has probably lost the best chance of winning this race. And Cohen now is getting away with the lead, followed by Ingram. We had 4 drivers battling. The one that was in first position, the one that was in 4th position, somehow had troubles, and they are essentially out of the race. So now we are left with Cohen and Ingram battling for the lead. Morris crashed. Oh no. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of work regarding front wings and putting suspensions back together tonight. Wouldn't want to be one of those pit crews. Raika in position 6 is actually joined between his teammates, even though he's a lap down, which is interesting. Let's see if he can overtake his teammates and then try to gain the positions back. There's still a long way to go in this race. There's 25 minutes to go, so Raika has time, especially if the other two tumble together. You never know what can happen in a Formula 3 race. Really, really a shame. E.T. Morris left the pits after a 1 minute stop. Now let's see if Raika can manage to unlap himself. Meantime, he has basically put himself as a buffer between Cohen and Ingram, which is an interesting place to be. Definitely Cohen is thanking his teammate at the moment, keeping him safe from Ingram in P2. But what all this... Oh, drama, drama, drama. Cohen lost it. Oh no, Cohen lost it. See, we were saying that anything can happen in the race, and Cohen just lost it on the downhill turn. And he is now 4 seconds, 5 seconds back his teammate Ingram, who inherits the lead. Ingram in the lead of the race, and actually behind him his teammate Raika, who was in the lead of the race up until a couple of minutes ago, before drama happened and it all crashed, hopefully on his own and not involving others. But it's a long race, so you have to be consistently fast, not just fast and then crash. Samuel Razul still in the pits. Sadly we lost Renzo Olivieri, Lucas Habe, Pietro and Thomas Capasso. Let's check in with Luca Becker. I think he has Gerald Paul for company 8 seconds behind him, so he cannot get too relaxed. Gerald Paul is in the pits, actually. This is starting to get a little bit of a commentator's curse. He crashed quite hard and now jumped into the pits, and Martin Bruneval says thank you and takes P6. So mistakes are deciding this race. As you can imagine, you know, the Formula 3 car is not the easiest one to drive consistently fast. We got a very good show by Raika yesterday, but now today is Ingram who's taking the best out of this car and trying to be consistently fast. I think he's let his teammate by. Yeah, Raika managed to unlap himself, but he's still lapped, so he's probably 2 laps down, not only 1. He'll have to wait for Ingram to make a mistake. Brunewald went off track. A little bit of an excursion for him. Let's see what kind of skills he has in drifting that car on the grass. He manages to rejoin the track safely. Good to see for Martin. And he is back in business. 4.6 seconds the gap between Cohen and Ingram. Cohen managed to take a little bit of time, but you know, it's not necessarily something that will finish without a mistake from Ingram. Let's take a look at Raika now, following Arroyan for P4. The two of them are battling for position, and Raika should have the pace advantage. But we've already seen the Finn make a mistake. Let's see if this is the same now. Taking a look on the inside, but this is still too far behind. Let's take a look from the chopper view, so we can appreciate also the different lines that the drivers are taking. Raika getting closer and closer. This is a very dangerous spot. He's losing a little bit of time, being careful. He doesn't have to pass here because he knows that the main straight is coming. And let's see if he can make it stick. Getting closer and closer and closer. No, he cannot make it stick. Arroyan defending with good pace. Good to see Arroyan defending after, getting a little bit of drama a few laps ago. We're approaching half mark of the race, 19 minutes 44 seconds in as we speak. We are now watching a battle for P4 between Raika and Arroyan. Raika, our pole sitter, had some drama and had to go back to the pits. He got lapped by his teammates Ingram and Cohen, and now he's fighting for P4 and maybe the honor of the fastest lap. Let's see. Back onto the main straight. Getting closer and closer and closer. Doesn't look like it's going to be too close, and he stays behind. Excellent driving from Arroyan, who's able to carry a lot of speed from the last corner and managed to keep his position in P4. They are 1 lap down from the leaders, but this doesn't seem to matter for them because they're fighting for position, and this is what we want to see. Take a look from Arroyan's gearbox. Ooh, a little bit of a lock in the tires, and Raika goes through. He's able to make it stick, and Ingram behind the leader. So there's going to be blue flags all around. But wow, that was a daring pass by Raika. And we knew that this was going to happen at some point, but Arroyan really put up a very good defensive moves. Brunewald getting out of the way for the leaders, good to see. And now let's see if Arroyan is going to do the same for Ingram. Actually, Arroyan defending a little bit, but getting out of the way. And this costs Ingram a little bit of time with Charlie Cohen now only 4.2 seconds behind with less than 20 minutes to go in this race. Let's go on board with Cohen. Let's see what he can do. 4.4 seconds behind. Yeah, seems to have settled into his pace. And we have to wait for Ingram to make a mistake. We only have at the moment 3 drivers in the lead lap, which are Ingram, Cohen and Becker. Becker managing to go up to P3 after a not very convincing start, getting the best out of everybody else's mistake. And now we have here Ingram, Aroyan and Raika, although Raika and Aroyan are not on the lead lap. Purple lap, fastest lap of the race for Charlie Cohen, who's definitely pushing. Let's see if he, this was going to have some effect on his tires. Oh, there's drama for Martin Brunewald. He has lost it, reversing in a very dangerous position, but keeping it out of trouble for everyone else. And the Frenchman will have to work on his consistency if he wants to be a challenger for the Alma Corse pre-season, which will start in June. Stay in touch with us through our socials. Just look for Alma Corse on Twitch here, where you are already watching the race, but also the other social platforms. Really happy if you want to leave us a follow and stay in touch. We're on board with the leader, Aaron Ingram. He hasn't put a foot wrong tonight. 4.4 second the gap to Charlie Cohen, with a little bit more than 15 minutes to go in this race. Purple lap by Raika. He's definitely pushing. It's going to be unlikely that he can unlap himself unless there's a major drama for the first 3. Someone in the chat asking if Martin Brunewald is the next Romain Grosjean. Well, without considering the horrible fireball that he found himself into last year, we can all wish Brunewald the same career as Romain Grosjean. The Frenchman had a fantastic career, several times on the podium in Formula 1. You cannot really wish for more than that. Interesting how Raika is not letting his teammate by. Probably the blue flags are something that is a constant in his life at the moment. But when you have a pace advantage, you don't want to just be behind someone else, even if he's the leader. And it doesn't look like at the moment the pace of Ingram is being too affected by Raika, who's actually going into the pits. Raika is going into the pits, and Aroyan inherits P4. Now let's see if this is a stop for fuel, for tires. Getting into this last, and there he goes. Very quick stop by Raika, and he joins in P5, just ahead of Luca Becker. So you probably have to let Becker by. But we know Raika has a very good pace advantage over the rest of the field when he doesn't make mistakes. So we'll have to see if he actually lets Becker by. We remind that Becker has a lovely tribute to Antoine Hubert with his PWT livery. .44.85 last lap time by Luca. He's not that far from Raika, so Raika will have to step it up in terms of pace if he wants to pull a gap and not being blinded by blue flags. Ingram is in the pits. The leader is in the pits. Let's see if he's also stopping for fuel, since, you know, 40 minutes race is not necessarily something that you can go with a full tank. We almost went into the back of another car. Let's see. Probably not changing tires. I reckon that the tires will do a little bit of a... And he is back into P3. Ooh, some drama with Becker and Raika. So Raika can actually do a little bit of a team game now and let, you know, Becker fall into the clutches of Ingram. Let's see. It's not the most sportly behavior, but let's see. People in the chat are chanting for Raika to bottle it. He has kind of bottled it already, and that's how he lost the lead. And now Becker is in the pits as well, so we're definitely seeing the different strategies at play. Cohen is in the lead. Let's take a look at the pit. Yeah, Cohen hasn't stopped. 38 laps on his current sets of tires and with his starting fuel. Becker had one stop at the beginning, probably because of a crash, and Cohen pits. Cohen is pitting, so let's take a look at Ingram and let's see if he can take back his position. Ingram now onto the main straight. Where is Cohen? Cohen's in the pit exit, but he is behind. So Ingram retakes the lead after the pit stops battle, and Cohen is in second place. But he has gained some time. He was 4 seconds behind, now he's 1.1. So with 10 minutes to go, this is not over at all. Cohen can definitely make a challenge for the lead, and is now within a second of Ingram. So this is getting interesting until the very end. Let's see if someone will make a mistake. Raika is in front but 1 lap behind, so he shouldn't play a part in this fight. It's up to Ingram and Cohen now to see who's going to take the checkered flag first. They have been the class of the field today. They have lapped pretty much everyone, including Becker, the GOAT, according to the chat. I'm still not sure about that myself, but that doesn't count. Cohen back to more than a second. He definitely seems to gain a little bit in sector 1, but then Ingram is able to take the time back in the last sector. Let's take a look at this little train here with Becker, Royan. Becker is behind this train. This is a little bit of not really a fight for position, because people have been lapped here, so they should let Becker by. But that doesn't seem to be in Aroyan's best interest. And Raika is well, now he lets him by, probably. Yes, Becker is through. Thankfully, no one died. Let's take a look at Cohen. Ooh, there was probably a mistake by Ingram. And now Cohen is within half a second. Let's see if he can get a lunge up to the inside of Ingram. Yeah, still too far. Still too far, but Ingram is feeling the pressure a bit. Let's see if the car number 69 can overtake the number 269. This is going to be a nail-biter until the end, with Cohen and Ingram fighting it for the lead, while everyone else chills in the blue realm of being lapped. 4/10 of a second as they go out of the last turn, which is taken flat out with this car. Ingram going defensive and trying to break the toe. It seems to have worked as Cohen cannot get close enough. Lewis, there's a mistake by Ingram. But Cohen cannot make the best out of it. And Ingram keeps the lead for now. Cohen seems to have the pace advantage, but he hasn't had the chance of actually getting alongside his teammate and challenging for the lead. Let's see, Aaron Ingram again breaking the toe, weaving a little bit on the straight and keeping his position then. But very different lines in turn 1, and it seems that Cohen has the tighter one and probably the ones that lets him get closer, but not close enough. Let's go on board with Cohen and let's see if we can follow him. Today's not the day that Cohen gets past Ingram, but there's definitely a chance. While these two battle it out in an exciting race, we say hi to Thomas Kirchnereit. Now I practice your name. I know how to say it. Yesterday it took me a little bit of time, but I hope that was okay. 3/10 dividing the leaders. Ingram and Cohen. Ingram taking a little bit of a weird line. This might be the chance that Cohen was waiting for, but no, it doesn't look like that. Good defensive driving by Ingram, and he's able to keep the lead. A little bit more than 5 minutes to go, so time is running out for Cohen if he wants to get past his teammate. Let's check with the others. There seems to be a little bit of a train here. We're following Luca Becker now, trying to lap what seems to be a Royan. I think I've seen this before. Probably it happened and then Luca had to pit. I'm glad that Thomas is happy. That's why we're here. Let's see if Luca can actually lap Royan. But let's go back to Cohen, who's very, very close to Ingram at the moment. As the two approach the last turn. Very, very dangerous to go over that curb. Ingram trying to take the best of the track, and now they're really, really close. Let's see if Cohen is able to lunge into the inside. No, it hasn't happened yet. This is going to be very, very tight until the end, unless one of the two makes a mistake. Speaking of mistakes, Bruneval just bottles it and crashes the car. Hopefully, yeah, keeps it out of the road so that nobody gets... Wow, but luckily he's close to the pits. The leaders are approaching. Bruneval will have probably to sit and wait a little bit for the crew to basically try to pull a new car out of their rear ends, because that's what is needed at the moment, for Bruneval to go back and back on track. Raika with the fastest lap of the race with a 44.0, just for the honor of getting purple lap at the end. Cohen less than 2/10 behind. No, don't try there. Ingram was lucky that was not really a part of the track where you can overtake with this F3 cars. Now he's back with his 0.3 of a second, which should keep him safe. But let's see. Cohen is close, but not close enough. And blocking the tires, they're really giving it everything. Yeah, definitely Lime Rock Park is a great little track because it's fairly short, so it's easy to learn. You don't have to kind of memorize a lot of turns, but also, you know, with the different elevations. Ooh, and Cohen loses it. He loses a lot of time. Is this the end for Cohen? Q Rosberg with an explosion behind him. Is this the end of Cohen's career? Definitely the end of his challenge for the lead, unless Ingram makes another a silly mistake. As we were talking about Lime Rock Park being an excellent track for learning racecraft. Really sad for Cohen, although he was giving it everything. So also kudos to Ingram that had to push his teammate to the bitter end. E.T. Morris also running his honest race in P7. Glad to see that he's able to run consistently, even though he doesn't have the same pace as some of the others. But you know, he's there, not making many mistakes and running his honest race. Really happy to see Morris here today. Let's check with Paul, P6. A little bit approaching the end of the race for him as well. We are actually 40 seconds to go until the checkered flag. So this might actually be the last lap. Let's see, they have 30 seconds to go. Let's go on board with Ingram. Yeah, too bad that Cohen lost it here a couple of laps ago. But Ingram was absolutely spot on. We are gonna get a last lap then, because he's gonna cross the line with a few seconds to go. So Ingram only has a few kilometers to go before securing his race win. Don't make a mistake now. Let's see Becker approaching Arroyon now. They're not really fighting for position, but they're just having some fun. But let's go back to the leader with Aaron Ingram. He didn't put a single foot wrong the whole race. He took advantage of the others making mistakes, and he goes on to win with less than a second of gap to Charlie Cohen. Fantastic race by Cohen and Ingram. They do deserve being on the podium, and Raika completing the family picture for the team, waiting at the checkered flag for his teammates and then passing before them. And now a little bit of a yes, why not? This is the beauty of sim racing. You can behave like that and get away with it. And everyone has finished now. I think only Bruneval is still in the pits, and we didn't take the checker flag because of the fact that he was still in the pits when the race finished. But here we have the results of the race. It's been an interesting 40 minutes, but we do have now our finishers. So as you've seen tonight, thank you for keeping us company at Lime Rock Park for the Alma Corse Community Race #1 on our mission to democratize motorsport. This has been brought to you by Alessio Romito. Pleasure to be with you tonight. Let's take a look at the results. Ingram takes the win. Perfect race from the Irishman. Then Cohen second, Becker third, Arroyon fourth, Raika 5th, he didn't manage to convert his pole position into a win. Paul 6th, Morris 7th, Bruneval 8th, Olivieri 9th, Razul 10th, Heb 11th, Pilopais 12th, and Capasso 13th, though he didn't start the race. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Luca. Thank you everyone for keeping us company tonight. We hope you enjoyed this race. We'll be back with the official pre-season in June. Stay tuned, hopefully with a little bit more racers. But, you know, this was fantastic fun for me tonight being together with you. And I hope to see you soon. And have a nice evening, everyone. Goodbye.